was rather extreme when the Toyota Yaris GR was announced, and well so. To be part of the rally top, a manufacturer needs to have at least 25,000 road-going units to be able to participate in rally, and that is called homologation. You feel that you're in a small car, you're almost cocooned in a cool way. Because you know this is a sporty car, it feels a bit different sitting this high, but that is rally-like, and you should sit high to get this great vision out. This specific car has got the circuit pack. It gives you 18-inch alloys. You also get this GR4 four-wheel drive system, which gives you a racier clutch and also the 2 torsion slip differentials on each axle. And the GR4 four-wheel drive system, that one is the lightest four-wheel drive system on the market. You only get this car with a 6-speed manual gearbox. You can put the differential in 3 different modes. Normal is 60% distributed to the front wheels and 40% to the back wheels. Sport gives you 70% on the rear wheels and 30% on the front. And there's a track mode which splits it evenly, 50-50. So in sport mode you get some oversteer. That is great. 261 horsepower, but you need to rev it. And what I like is this sport setting because it gives you a bit better turn-in on those twisty roads. So this is not a standard Yaris. This is built from the ground up. You get a carbon fiber roof, which gives you 3.5 kilos less to the total weight. There is aluminum skin in the doors, the bonnet and the tailgate, which saves 24 extra kilos. This car weighs all in all 1,280 kilos. Under the bonnet we got a 1.6 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It produces 261 horsepower, and that is said to be the world's most powerful production engine. The performance figures are 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.5 seconds, and the top speed is 230 kilometers an hour. So the turning circle isn't that good for being a small car, but that is due to the four-wheel drive, I guess. You can put it in track and it's 50-50. That gives you a really good grip as well, but this is a bit more lively. To put it in the higher revs to really use that power. The rev band where the thing starts to happen in this car is above 3.5, 4,000 RPM and up. And the clutch is really nice, gives you feedback. But there's something else here. There's a rev match or a blip as you downshift. But it's not quick, so you almost need to put some extra revs into it, because I don't think it really does the trick of matching the RPM with your gearing. But what I like is because the clutch is rather heavy, it's racy, and you get tired after a while in your legs, you know, driving through traffic. And on a day-to-day, you don't really relax in this car. You really need to grab it and drive it rather actively. That's what kind of car it is. It's a rally car. You know, you need to be active driving it. Otherwise, it's rather pointless. So, I like this rev match when you drive in normal because it helps you a little. Otherwise, you need to give it those extra revs. The chassis in this car has, of course, been strengthened up for better rigidity. And the only thing from the regular Yaris is the front end of the car. The rest of the car and the back end is a Corolla and a HR-V. But as you drive along, I don't think it's that harsh. It's not that hard on the road, and it feels rather soft. So the steering wheel is tilted a bit upwards. I want to push it up in the highest position and then pull it into me, and that feels good. So you sit fixated in this position, and it's bang on. It's really good. The only thing that is a bit confusing is that you tend to sit low, or I do. I want to sit low, but that would only make you be placed in a very funny position with the steering wheel. So this is just good. But sitting on top of something makes you feel strange when you drive on tracks, but not in this one because yeah, this car is sharp. The handbrake, oh, I shouldn't pull it here, I'm just gonna tell you about it. When you pull that handbrake, it disconnects the drive from the wheels, so you can really pull it around a corner for effective use with this GR four-wheel drive. Very, very rally-like that as well. Through to the red line at 7. And it really picks up speed. Wow, it's a fast car. Really fast car. Wow. And the brakes, they are very, very sharp. The only thing is, I don't feel that they grip that good. They're very strong, but they just slip. They don't bite that good, and that has to do with the tires, of course. As you step in, you instantly get into a perfect driving position. The seats, they are comfortable, they are sporty, they're supportive, and the gearbox has been raised 50 millimeters, so it's a bit more rally-like. It's just plain, it looks good. You get this little VRC badge here. That makes you feel confident that you're in a pure rally car. And at this knob, you set the 3 different differential modes. Push for normal, sport to the left, track to the right. The steering wheel is great. It's rather small, very sporty, but I find it a bit slippery sometimes. You need to get almost some moisture or use gloves to get that perfect grip because, yeah, you slide around a bit. These are classics as well, those high and low for the seats. It's like the Toyotas back in the 90s, but I find that somewhat charming. This is a bit cheap as well. It feels like some toy, those buttons here. The back seat is what it is. It's not big, but you can sit there for a short while as an adult. Otherwise, the kids, they sit rather good back there. I've always said that this infotainment system, it should be updated, it should be better graphics, but everything works. It is a bit sluggish, and it's not that fast. I received a text message before, and I wanted the computer to read it. And then most cars nowadays push it, and they read it instantly. But it took like 10 or more seconds to process it and then to read it. So that is not a very fast thing, not as fast as the car itself is. Because this car, you should really grip this car and drive it hard, because that's what it's all about. This is not a car to relax in, really. Even though it's pretty nice to drive like this, I think it's not that harsh on the road. But the visibility is really good. Long windows here, and those frames, they lean rather nice backwards, so you have a very good view of where your car's corners are. Of course, the back window is not that good, but everything is driver focused. You get this screen in the middle, this little board computer, and it gives you a lot of information. You need to just learn how to switch the right buttons to get into the right menu. And its character when you drive it between like 3 and 5,000 RPM, it feels really grown up in a way, and that's due to the 3-cylinder engine. It's a cool sound, it's a different sound. Nice bend. Combined consumption is 0.8 liters per 100 kilometers. But driving this car as it's supposed to be driven, well, you're far beyond that. And the tank isn't that big as well. And the earlier Yaris, the GR Yaris, which was front-wheel driven, that was a wild car. But it couldn't get its power down, really. But it was fun. But like that car, you were also sitting a bit on top of it when driving. It was like bouncing around. But this is a totally different animal. It is planted and it just goes like a rocket through the corners. From what they say, the most powerful production engine with 261 horsepower per 0.8 liter. That gives some respect to it, and by driving it you feel a bit motivated. So to sum it up a bit, it's a great car, and you get back to the basics of getting a hardcore four-wheel driven car, which you can push really, really hard. You need to work with the shifting, you need to work with the revs, and that gets you in a physical state of having a great car, and that's what motivates you to buy this car, because you can chase faster cars on not that very long stretched circuits. They won't get away from this one.